Hello there and welcome to Nonverbal Reasoning, and this is lesson and test 7. So let's go through the example first of all. So the first three figures on the left hand side are similar in some way. Decide which of the figures shown below are similar to the first three figures and choose the correct picture. So we have the first three figures on the left hand side on the top, and they're similar in some way. So we can see that all three figures have shadings in black. And on the right hand side, which particular figure is similar to the figure on the right? So in this case, we're going to go for option B. Now B is similar to the shapes on the left hand side because the shading is very much similar to the figures on the left, whereas the rest of the shapes A, C, D and E are either colored black or plain, or with different shadings that are uneven. So B in this case will be the answer. Let's have a look at the main question number 1. So let's have a look at this. So we have each figure on the left consists of two large white overlapping squares. So if you look here, these two figures here are very similar because both of them are overlapping. The overlap area is shaded in the same way as the small square touching the top corner. So you see this particular square here, which is colored black, that's the overlapping color here, and it's the same shape as well. So again, if you look at the second shape, which is this one here, we've got a small square on the top left, which is shaded square, and the overlapping between the two squares is exactly the same. There's also a right-angled line offset from the bottom of the lower square, which appears on the same side as the uppermost small square. So can you see this line here? This is a right angle. And then on the second figure, again, we have a right angle. And they're opposite to each other, exactly opposite to each other. So this is the particular image now we're going to take into account, and we need to find A, B, C, D, or E, which will match this particular figure. So in this case, if you go for option C, if you look at option C here, now we're looking at a figure that's opposite. Remember, these two figures are opposite to each other. So they're like a reflection of each other. The right angle lines are also reflections of each other. And the squares on top are also reflections of each other. However, the shading is slightly different. So if you look at option C here, now let's compare this to the figure on top. So we're taking this figure into account now, and we're going to decide if A, B, C, D, or E, either of them are going to match this particular figure. So if you look at this particular figure here, which is C, we can see that the shadings are the same. Both the squares are reflecting of each other, so it's like a mirror in the middle. And the overlapping square has exactly the same shading. And the right angle line is a complete reflection of each other. So there's a mirror in the middle, and it's exactly the opposite reflection of each other. So in this case, option C will be our correct answer going forward for this one. So apply the similar rules for the rest of the question, and do remember that the first three figures are very similar to one of the figures that we're trying to find, A, B, C, D, or E. Good luck with this. Thank you.